Guys, welcome back to part 2 of my work. So the next stage is that you chain, then you make a double crochet of 2 into the stitch space that you have. You chain 1, then you make double crochets of 4. That's a shell on the shell, the previous shell that you have. You chain 2, you skip 2 of it, then in the third stitch where you make your double crochet. Okay, so what we have done is we have introduced 2 double crochet in between the shells this time. Okay, so you continue making your double crochets, then when you get to the end you skip the last stitch hole, then you chain 1 and turn your work. On the next row, okay, we are going to chain 2, then into the first mesh, into the first shell, you make your other shell as well. Okay, like this. Then in this space that you have, you chain 1, then you make 2 double crochets into the space that you have. Sorry, 1 double crochet, then another double crochet, then another double crochet. Okay, so the double crochets has become 3 over there instead of the previous 2 that we have. So we are kind of increasing. Then you make your shell again. Okay, so this is what you have. You chain 2, you skip 2. In the third, you make your double crochet, and you do that till you get to the last but 1 stitch row. Then you come back to the next row. On the next row, before that, the 2 stitch row before that, you make a chain of 2, you create your mesh, then you chain 1, you make 1 double crochet, another double crochet into the stitch row, another double crochet, another double crochet. So we have 4 double crochets instead of the previous 3 double crochets. You chain 1 and you make your mesh again. So you make your shell. Okay, so this one, so we are kind of increasing it in between the shells. Okay, then you skip 2 stitch holes, then you continue making your double crochet. So this is what you have. This is what we term as the pineapple stitches. So it's kind of look kind of complicated at first, but as you move on, you keep on increasing, and you see that your pineapple shape will come out. Okay, so you make your double crochets until you get to the last stitch hole. You chain 1 and you turn your work. So you can see that as you are moving on, the side of our work is gradually decreasing. Okay, so on the next stitch hole like this, there's 2 stitch holes before that, you skip that, so you chain 2, then you make your mesh into you make your shell into the previous shell that you have. Okay, you chain 1, then you make a double crochet in between, so double crochet in between, double crochet, so you end up getting 5 double crochets. Okay, instead of, so you get a 6 instead of 5. Okay, so you chain 1, then you make your next shell. Okay, there you have. Then you chain, then you skip 2. Okay, so this is what you have. Okay, so what we are going to do next is when we've completed this session, we are going to kind of reduce the, so that this one will look like it's curving. Okay, so after additional 2 rows, this is what we have. So you can see that it has increased. Now we want to decrease because we are almost at the end. Okay, So you chain 2 just like we done before. Then you make your mesh at where you're supposed to make your mesh. So you make your shell where you're supposed to make your shell. Yes, you chain 1, then you're going to skip the first stitch hole, this one. Then you're going to go into the in between the first and the second stitch hole. Okay, so we are kind of reducing it. Okay, you make your double crochets. Then the last stitch hole, we are going to skip that last stitch hole as well. Okay, so you make your last double crochet like this. Okay, then you chain 1, then you make your shell. You chain 2, you skip 2, then you make your double crochet. Okay, so you can see that we have reduced. That's why the shape is kind of getting closer to each other. Okay, so you keep on reducing to your edges. You don't have any more double crochets to make at the edges. Okay, so here we skip the last stitch hole as well. You chain 1 and you turn your work. Then you skip the first stitch hole to the next one. You make your double crochets as well. Then you are going to chain. Okay, then you make your shell again. Then you're going to reduce again, so you chain 1, you skip the first stitch hole that you have, then in the next you make your double crochets. You also skip the last stitch hole that you have. Okay, so this is what we have. Then you're going to chain 1, then you make your shell again. Okay, chain 2, then you make your double crochet at the edge. Okay, so this is what we have. So you can see that it has slightly reduced. Okay, so when you get to the edge where you can't do anymore, you just chain 1 and turn your work like this, and you just make your final row. So you create your shell again. Okay, you chain 1, you skip the first stitch hole, you make your double crochets, then you also leave the last stitch hole to make your double crochet. Then you create your shell again, then just like you've done before. Okay, so this is the end of pineapple stitches. Okay, so with the next stitch is much easier. Okay, so I'm going to change my color to the black color, and I'm going to make single crochets at the edges to keep my work into place. Okay, so with the single crochet, I'm going to start from one side till I get to the other side. We are making single crochet because you want our work to look finished and complete. Okay, so I'm using the black color to make single crochet. So you fix it at the edge like this, then you make your single crochets in any mesh hole that you find there. Okay, so just make single crochet all over. Okay, so you can see that as you make the single crochet, we get the real shape of our work, our halter top. Okay, single crochet, The front part of our wig, that's the pineapple stitch that we just did. You can use any of the pineapple stitches patterns that you see online for this one. Okay, so it depends on you. Just get the basics and you're cool to go. It shouldn't be anything complicated because our main focus is not that design, is the whole outfit. Okay, so don't stress yourself so much on the pineapple design in front. Right, so this is it. Continue making your single crochets at the edges. Okay, you're doing that till we get to the next part. Right, so after the single crochet, this is what we have. Now I'm going to make a rope, a chain that I'm going to use to tie my neck as well as the back of my wig. So with this part, I've just doubled my yarn so to make it a little bit thicker. So I'm making the chain as long as I want it. Okay, then I make the same length of chains over here. Then I make 2 of the chains here and here. Then I'm good. So at the end I have this. Okay, so I have 6 of the chains. I'll use 2 at the back to face the back, and I'll use this to also be on the neck. Okay, so you can just, when you wear it, this is how it's going to be like. You just tie the 2 at the back. You can add this one too to it. Okay, then this one goes to the neck. Okay, so you get this. Now let's just make the down part of our wig. Come back to the down part of our wig, and that's going to be fully mesh. Okay, fully mesh. Okay, and yeah, so this is okay. So for the meshes, it's very simple to make. So just like we did, you just fix your color. Okay, then you chain 7 just like we did. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You skip 3. In the 4th you make your single crochet. You chain 7, skip 3. In the 4th you make a single crochet. So you're going to do that round and round and round. When you get to your starting point, when you get to your starting point, you're going to make the single crochet in between the meshes that you have already created, just like we did this one, but just that this time you're going to go round and round and round. So let's finish with that, and you see that our work will be complete. And you keep on, when you go round and round, you change your colors if you wish. You can use the same color for your work. Okay, so I used all the 4 colors for my work of changing. So just depends on you. Okay, so depends on also how long you want it. You make your meshes, so make sure it is long enough for you. Okay, so let's go round and round and round and round. Okay, so when you're done with your work, you just put it on, and you see that you've really done a good work. This is very simple to me. Okay, so this is our work, and let's see how it looks like on us after completing. It is so beautiful, guys. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.